Thank you very much indeed. And can I just say on behalf of all those here, thank you so much to those who have organised today. This is the 13th conference, and I must say I've had the pleasure of introducing 3 or 4 of them. And for me, it's always a quite sobering experience. Looking around, there are not many men in the room, okay? There are not many men in the room, and it has been pointed out to me at a previous Women in Business conference, now you know what it feels like, okay? It's just the technicians. I can see one other man in the room here. But for me, that was actually a quite sobering thing to say, because when I first came to the London Business School, there were 39 faculty, 38 men, and 1 woman. I taught, first senior executive program I taught had 59 men and 1 woman. And being a woman in that environment seemed to be really tough. I mean, to actually, it's such a difficult thing. And I thought, I was full of admiration for those who made their way in that kind of entirely male-dominated environment. Now, happily, we've come a long way since then. And the proportion of female faculty, female students, and so on has risen dramatically. It is still not where we would wish it to be, but it's getting towards the kind of level which I think we would regard as acceptable in overall terms. But, I'm very conscious of the fact that the gender imbalance, we haven't quite got there yet. I should also say, by the way, that I made a career-limiting speech at the 40th anniversary of the school's founding. I didn't realize I might be dean at the time. And I pointed out, I said it was outrageous, frankly. This was to the assembled luminaries. I thought it was outrageous that at that stage, and that's only 7 years ago, there was not one single full professor who was a woman at the London Business School. Now, again, I'm extremely happy with the fact that that has moved a long way, and we have some very prominent women full professors at the school. I should also say, by the way, by way of self-justification in this environment, that of my senior management team, 5 out of 6 are women, and the one who is a man deals with HR, which has traditionally been the province of the female thing. So I think at least we're putting our money where our mouth is in terms of gender balance. We were also very proud last year to back the Global Board Ready Women initiative. This is designed to promote, for those who don't know it, to promote and connect board-ready women with executive search firms, with companies and investors, and those looking to make board appointments. And they've got a database developed in response to global corporate governance needs for more gender diversity on publicly quoted company boards in Europe. Again, as a school, I'm very pleased to have been involved in that. I asked for some examples. I thought it was great just to sort of share, since inspiration is very much one of today's watchwords, I thought it would be a great idea to have some examples. And actually, what was marvellous was I was inundated with examples of those who have graduated from London Business School and done really well in many different fields. And I was particularly proud, I must tell you, that somebody who I taught as the first cabinet member from the London Business School is Justine Greening. I think it's particularly good that the first person is a woman who's reached that position. And also, interestingly, around the world, there are quite a lot of people. The finance minister of Uganda, for example, is an LBS graduate, woman, and we have people working in many different countries who have gone into politics. But I'll just take 2 examples. I found it difficult to choose, but Chantal Ludsky, for example, she's the founder and CEO of Fresh, and she graduated from the MBA program in 2000. Her original intention was to open a coffee shop with an organic focus, but she found it difficult to get scale doing that. And so what she started doing is selling her branded products to large retailers, Sainsbury's, Boots, and so on. And this was really successful, and now Fresh is a well-known brand. So somebody there who's taken an early idea and really developed it to something completely different and different in scale. And another person operating in an environment where women still find it very difficult to be treated as equals is somebody who's currently on our Dubai Executive MBA program. And she's one of the very few women specializing in debt and equity financing in Qatar. She started her career as a credit analyst at El Khaliji, I think I got it right, bank. and she became then a private equity associate with the bank, which is Sharia compliant. She then moved to Enterprise Qatar, which is the SME authority, because of the opportunities it provided her for getting involved in change and social development. And last year, she won the Qatari Businesswoman Award for Innovation. So there's two examples, I think, of people really taking the opportunities. I'm not going to take more time because you've got the solid business of the day. But before I introduce the first keynote, can I just thank, on your behalf, as I've done, the speakers, not only the organisers, but the speakers and panelists, the sponsors, and thank you all very much indeed for coming.